Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Grave Matters. I'm Creepy Clown Girl. Alongside of me is Filia Noctis. Hi, sis.
Hi, sis. Hello, my
How?
nyctophiliacs.
Hello,
How?
everyone in the chat.
Yes. This is episode 30 and part 2 of Spirit Voices with special guest RomNex. Now, I know y'all are excited about this, and we had so much fun last week that we did an unprecedented have a second week with her. So, I introduce you to Spirit Voices and RomNex.
Hi,
Ladies,
Spirit Voices and RomNex. Thank you for
Hello.
joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're
Yeah, it's nice
very
to be
welcome.
here.
it's nice to be here too.
Yes.
Glad to have you here. I don't know.
Hi, HRN. Hello, HRN.
Oh yeah, okay. I got to tell you, we've got a buttload of people in chat tonight, and it's fabulous.
Hi,
So,
Furberries.
Okay, we're going to go back to the beginning, and we've got Midnight Chills.
Hi,
Hello and
Chills.
welcome. And as always, we have Mr. Derringer,
Hi, Derringer.
and we've got Gamma Akutabi.
Hi, Gamma.
And let's see, Mighty Might. He says he's here, but he's lurking. So
Hi, Mighty.
we know you're here, buddy. Nathaniel Nelson. Mr.
Hi,
Nelson.
Nate.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome.
And we have Patience, the lovely
Hi,
Patience.
Patience. Thank you for your husband again this week.
And of course, we do have the man behind the yellow stripe, which would
Raven.
be Raven. And
Hi.
we've got Dexter's here.
Hi,
And
Dexter.
Pam.
Hi,
Pam's
Pam.
back. Danny Dreadful showed up. Hi, Danny.
Hi, Danny.
Derek Weber's here. Hi, Derek.
Hi, Derek.
Good to see you again.
Real quick, he will be on Grave Matters in January. Hi.
Awesome.
Oh.
Awesome. We
Hi,
have Lady
Furberries.
Nopingham and Furberries.
Hi,
Yes,
Lady
you said him first.
Nopingham. Yep.
And I'm
Nightmare's
looking.
Edge. Hi,
Nightmare's
Edge.
Edge is here. Crazy Ken is here.
Hi, Crazy Ken.
The chat's going kind of fast. I'm trying to catch up. Nightmare's Edge, we just got him. Hair Raising Narratives, you said him.
Hi. Yes.
We had him on before, and he was wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, I think that catches us up on the chat.
Okay.
Cece, you had a couple of announcements to make?
Yes. First announcement is a huge congratulations to Stranger Stories for reaching 100 plus K subscribers. Congratulations to him.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Yay. That's awesome.
Also, a huge congratulations to a new and upcoming narrator in the horror community. Everyone, please congratulate Crazy Ken's Storytime for reaching 100 subscribers. Congratulations to him.
Yay. Congratulations. Ken.
Congratulations.
Woo. The first 100 is so exciting.
Yes. Congratulations to Timothy Duran, who is writing a book. He just hit 50K words, so congratulations to you,
wow.
buddy. So
50,000 on a book. That's awesome.
yes. And as everyone knows, God, I hope I don't forget anybody. Today is Veterans Day. So on behalf of Grave Matters, we would like to say thank you to everyone who had served or is serving in the military for your service and dedication to our country. We also have a couple in our community, which would be Chronopasta. Hold on. Maskino, Nightmare Files, Crazy Ken's Storytime, Beyond 5150, and Solar Quiet. Thank you to all of you, to your families, for your service and dedication.
Thank you,
Yes,
everybody.
thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Okay.
That's the end of my announcements, so let's begin.
Awesome. Okay, so Spirit Voices, do you want to give us a quick refresher on your channel, and then we will have RomNex tell us all about herself.
Yeah, sure. I completely forgot what I said last time, but
That's
hello.
okay.
I'm Spirit Voices. Yes, we realized that we only introduced me as Lucy last time. You can call me that, but we're gonna go by Spirit Voices today, just so that people know who I am.
Yes. That was my fault, so please call her Spirit Voices. It's personas.
Spirit is also fine. And let's see. So I've been a narrator since 2018. And yeah, that's really it.
And you are a narrator.
Yes.
Okay.
Voice
Okay,
actress.
RomNex, voice actress, yeah. Okay, RomNex, do you want to give us a little rundown on you and the things that you do?
Sure. My name is Rom, everybody, and I've been doing voice acting and sound designing since about January of 2020, so I'm coming up on 2 years now. And I pretty much do the same sort of stuff that Spirit Voices does. I just get a little bit more technical with the sound design, and I'm lucky enough to be able to have access to the Dark Somnium's music library and his music making skills. So I try to make it like a horror experience. Not quite radio drama. That would be a little bit more in depth than what I do, but it's kind of like a hybrid between regular horror narrations and a radio drama.
Awesome.
Yes, you do amazing. Well, both of you, the Dark Somnium has amazing stuff, and then you have amazing stuff.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You guys, I can't imagine anybody in the chat has not heard you guys, either of you, yet. But if they haven't, you guys definitely need to check these ladies out. Their links are in the description, and I believe they're also pinned in chat. So check them out if you haven't. If you have, keep watching. So we're excited.
I have a question.
Hair Raising Narrative says, what did you say you had access to?
So I actually live with the Dark Somnium. He's my romantic partner. So he is generous enough to allow me to use all of his music. Like, a big pull of the Dark Somnium's channel is that he writes and composes his own original music for every story, usually piano. And I usually make that distinction and say that because I'm just very thankful. Almost all of the music I use in my stories are all written by him. And so usually when I do my little channel spiel, I just put that out there because it's a big part of it. I mean, if you come to my channel and listen to some of the music, you'll probably... It almost feels like you're on the Dark Somnium's channel because the atmosphere is the same with the same music.
It does.
And sometimes if I don't make that distinction, sometimes people get confused, wondering how I got access to the music or how I can use all this music that isn't posted, so that's why I made the distinction.
She's special. She does favors for the music.
Real quick, I want to say hi to As the Noose Titans.
And Sean Williams.
Hi, Sean Williams. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, so
I have yes.
What? Go ahead.
I was going to ask her a question, RomNex. Actually, to both of you, but RomNex, what would you say is your strongest and weakest aspects to, brain? Help me out here, sis. What would you say?
What are your strongest points on your narration, and what do you feel like is your weakest points?
Your strongest and weakest aspects when it comes to narrating. Thank you, sis.
Oh, that's a good one. I definitely know what my weakest aspect is, and that is I am terrible at mixing. I honest goodness, cannot for the life of me figure out how to get it perfect. I get comments about it a lot, like, why is this so quiet? Why is this so loud? And honestly, I've been doing it for almost 2 years and I still can't figure it out. So my mixing has always been extremely weak.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said too.
Yeah, like
Right.
it's so hard. Like I can do sound
It
design
is.
all day, but getting the sound effects and music to be the proper volume, I don't know. It's really hard.
Impossible.
You know, I'm lucky if I get one song to go through. I'm so bad at doing that aspect of it. It's yeah, no. I need a video person, someone that just like, constantly does that aspect of it for me. I'm no good.
That's fair. It's an art, really.
It is, and if you are learning that and able to do that, that is wonderful, and it's a marketable skill. I mean, not just for your own channel, but oh my gosh, you could, you know, if you ever decided to start doing that for other people, you could make bank.
Could make movies even, or you know, because
Yeah.
movies and TV shows, they need people to add sound effects in and post and stuff, you know, and
Mhm.
you can make
Foley
it into a
artists.
career. Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And the fact that you can look at yourself and go, okay, I know I need to work on this part. A lot of people can't turn that around and look at themselves that well. So the fact that you can do that is pretty awesome. Okay.
What would you
Spirit
say
Voices?
is your strongest?
Oh yeah, run. I
Always.
didn't even get to that one.
It's always hard for me to say because I'm not so good at speaking super highly of my own skills, but yeah, Spirit Voices knows how it is.
No, I literally said the exact same thing when they asked me last week. I said I'm bad at complimenting myself.
They're gonna realize so quick. Like me and Spirit are really similar individuals, and
We're the same person.
we'll probably like literally say some of the same things. But
Yep.
if I have to try and force myself to love something about what I do, I'd say I think I'm pretty good at sounding distraught. I think that most of the comments I get that are praising me are in scenes in my stories where I have to sound super distraught and upset, or if I have to sound really, really angry. I think I'm pretty good at bringing out those two emotions in myself. So I guess I would say that.
That's very talented
That's really
because
good.
it's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not, and I think honestly the trick to it is, and this might not be a very good thing to do to yourself, but you have to be able to kind of dredge up old emotions or old memories that'll make you feel or at least for me, I can't just like do it without
Right.
getting myself into a mental place for it.
Right.
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 So for you, it's almost like method acting.
Kind of, yeah. I would say
I-
sometimes for some, especially some stories I've done that were like just I do a lot of feels pastas too, like, you know, stories that are supposed to make you cry instead of scare you.
Right.
And especially for like those, sometimes I get into a place that's like, I don't really know how to even describe it. I kind of have to remember or think of something in my past that made me feel the way that the character is feeling, and kind of use my empathy to sort of do it.
That makes sense. To me, it makes a lot of sense.
Good.
Because that's kind of how I do it too. So, you know,
Yeah.
if you can get your mind into the place that you feel like your character is, then, you know,
Right.
you can, and not everybody can do that. So the fact that you have the ability to get to those emotional places, and it does show in your narrations and on your videos, you know, not everybody can do that. Some people, it's almost like a more of an emotional monotone, and they have a great voice, but it's like the emotions don't go high enough or low enough.
Yeah,
So-
I think most people, God knows I had trouble with this when I first started. I think it's embarrassing. You know, even if you're by yourself, it's kind of embarrassing for a while. And I think that really holds a lot of people back.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely know what you mean, because I can't remember if I said this last time. I might repeat a lot of stuff I said last week. I don't know. But I live in an apartment, which I know I said last time, but like it's hard to find, for me anyway, the space where other people can't hear me narrate until last year. I was narrating like either in my house where my mom was like right in the room right next to me, or in the like public library of my school, like my campus. And so I was like, I never wanted to go very like loud or too emotional, because I was like, someone's gonna think I'm dying in here. Like, at least when it was my mom, she knows what I'm doing. Like, I've told her, she knows what my channel is. I don't think she's really pays much attention, but like she knows what it is. But like if it's like when I was in the library, I was like, if I read the sad part and I sound like I'm crying, people are gonna come check on me. Like I have to tone it down a little bit. Like it is and you know, when it's my roommates or like I said, my mom, like yeah, it is a little embarrassing to get so into it that you are emotional. Like even if they get it, it's like I don't want to seem too into it, you know, like it's just embarrassing. Right. Like I get that.
Yeah.
Like there was one time, and Evil Outcast helped me record this, okay? And to this day, I'm still embarrassed, but I can't remember who I narrated this for, but I did a Timothy Durant's story called You Are My Sunshine. And in the beginning and at the other part, I literally had to sing, You Are My Sunshine. And I you know, at this point, I'd already known Outcast 2 years, and it's like, do I have to do this? He goes, it's part of being a narrator. And he goes, yes. And I'm like, no. And he goes, oh, come on, it's me. So even doing that, I was embarrassed. I'm just like, oh my God, I can't carry a tune in a bucket. Y'all get ready for the... I'm like, I wanted to apologize if anybody's mirror is broken in advance. So.
I'm sure it wasn't like that bad.
Yeah, I had to do a scream, a long scream where I faded off at the end. And I'm fortunate that I have, on my property, I have outbuildings. So I actually recorded one of the outbuildings. But I record late at night because I am on a main street in my town. So, you know, it's a small town. So after, you know, midnight, it's quiet. So, and I'm thinking, I don't want to scream so loud that anybody can hear me, but I want to get this right. And it ended up, and I actually had, you know, comments saying, now we know what you sound like when you have an orgasm.
Oh my God.
So instead of sounding terrifying, it sounded sexual. And I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm done. Never screaming again.
This is what I get for putting in any effort.
Right. So, you know, it's like, well, great. God. How do I, you know, so next time if I have a scream like that, I'm just going to, you know, go for broke, because I honestly would rather have people hear me than have people going, oh yeah, you sound great when you have an orgasm.
Oh, that sucks.
I think you broke me.
I don't even remember what story that was.
Cece is dying.
Yes. Cece, do you remember that story?
Yes.
Okay. That's why
she's broken.
That makes sense.
Oh God, yeah. So now everybody's going to be going through all my stories, going, which one is it?
Get those views, though, you know.
Yeah, just go straight to the end. Let's see if we can. Yeah. So yeah, I understand that.
And one of the playlists is that video of me singing. Oh.
I gotta find both of them. You're gonna have to find both of those now.
We're gonna have to do a scavenger hunt.
Right.
you know what? That is a good idea. Tell people that, there's a certain thing in each story and they have to go and find it. And, because I think most of us have merch. So if someone, have a list of like 10 different things that 10 different phrases that they have to find, and whoever gets all 10 first, gets like a t-shirt or something. That's
actually pretty cool.
You know what? We can start that in January.
Yeah.
We saw
us do some of this Spirit Voices. You saw us do some of this last week when we were, getting our minds working on stuff. And
excuse me, sorry.
How that works. So, yes, that is a neat idea.
I think I'm going to steal that idea from you, Filia. Honestly.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I'll use it for. I don't know if I'll use it for merch, but I might use it because in like say 10 or so stories at this point, I've put little Easter eggs. I'm a giant nerd, I'm just a giant nerd and I love anime, and so in a lot of my videos I put little sound effects or Easter eggs from anime.
Yes.
And literally no one has ever noticed. Like
that's
no
so
one,
good.
No one has ever noticed. And maybe I could be like, hey, if you guys can find the 10 little anime Easter eggs, I will, I don't know, do something special or something.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome.
Let them, do the intro or something. Yeah, absolutely. Take that idea. That's fine. I don't have any problem.
We'll credit you.
I'll put a little subtitle. Thought up by Filia Noctis.
Yeah. This weird idea was Filia's. Blame it on her. Oh, Raven says, I have a video out from around a year ago-ish. It has 3 frames in the video that says, leave a comment with this timestamp for a free t-shirt. No one ever claimed it.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm going to go do it.
I bet that's partially because like, I always wonder how many people actually watch the background of narrations and stuff. I'm assuming it was a narration because I feel like usually people just put those on in the background, So I wonder if that's why.
If it was 3 frames, it would have been in the video.
Lady,
but I'm one of those people. I don't watch a lot of the video parts.
I do
because I'm usually doing stuff while I have it.
Well, I'm gonna go watch them. I'm gonna claim that T-shirt, even though I have one of Ravens. But Lady Nopingham goes, CC needs CPR. Oh my god.
And Derringer likes the Easter eggs. So yes. I bet he goes and looks for them.
Well, if I ever get Cleaving Thought for Bones fan fiction done, let's say there's going to be some very interesting Easter eggs.
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh. Well, speaking of that, so we know that Cece just let the cat out of the bag that she's doing fan fiction for Cleaving Thought from Bone. So that she's got that coming up. Do you ladies have anything exciting in the works?
Oh, God.
We both froze. Oh man, both of us.
I have no plans at all ever. Well, I mean, this isn't coming up, but I just finished my series on my channel where this author hosted a writing class. And she sent me a ton of stories from that writing class of I don't know if she advertised that I was going to read them in her class. I'm not sure, but she sent me a ton of stories from them, just like a Word document that's like I don't remember how many pages, but just like full of stories. So I just finished that series on my channel like yesterday, I think.
Oh wow!
And the last video has Big Daddy Stone and Dexter and Darkness Tales in it. So that is very fun. So again, not coming up, kind of just happened sort of promotion, but that was fun.
If you want to post that link, we can make that happen.
Yeah, sure. I'll have to. Okay. I'll find it while Rom is talking.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't have anything super big going on. The only thing I guess I can sort of say is I'm having a writer right now write a custom story for me because I had this concept I came up with, and I'm not a writer. So whenever I have concepts, I will ask writers I've worked with if they'll let me commission a story from them. And
okay.
that's how I did my last series that I released on Halloween. And so I commissioned someone else to do a story that well, he doesn't know yet, but he's about to learn because he's listening. My dad, Big Daddy Stone, he's gonna be in it. I'm getting a story commission that's gonna be like a bunch of back and forth between a girl and her father, obviously gonna be me and Big Daddy Stone. And the Dark Somnium's gonna have a role in it too, and it's gonna be a very big collab. Not just like a couple of lines from both of them, but like a full-on collab where there's lots of back and forth for everybody. And that's probably gonna be coming maybe in 2 months. It's still in the works. They're still writing it, because it's also gonna be quite long. But that's gonna be the new big project I'm working on.
That's awesome.
That sounds awesome. Speaking of Big Daddy Stone, I also have a project in the works with him, and this will be our second collaboration.
I just want to say, like, I haven't said this, I don't know if I've directly said this, but like, Rom, you and Big Daddy Stone and Dark Somnium are like the biggest power triangle that I've ever seen. It's crazy. You all are like insanely talented and also pulling from the same like awesome resources, and it's absolutely wild.
Thank you so much. It makes me so happy that he works with
the fact that you guys
everybody.
Sound, you can tell that you guys work together because it's a consistent sound.
Yeah, I think that the quality, like, I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's so hard to not say my dad and say Big Daddy Stone. Big Daddy Stone. God, it feels so weird to call him that. I've never called my dad Daddy one time in my whole life. Of course he'd choose that. That's his narrator name.
It was specifically for you.
I kind of feel like just a little bit. It was a little bit because I am in the sphere.
That is a very dad move to make, though.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, but it makes me so happy that he works, like, he's working with people in the community, and it's not that I didn't think it would take off or anything, but it just makes me so happy that he's like a narrator and he's doing it and having fun.
Yeah. And
the quality has been so good since the beginning. I'm just very proud. It makes me so happy.
He's so good. I knew he was good before I collabed with him, obviously, because I've listened to his videos on his channel, but
he's amazing.
I had him in my most recent one, as I said, and like I gave him a pretty big part, actually. It was like one of the main parts in my video. And I was like, hoping it wasn't like too much to ask or anything. He sent me those lines and I was like so impressed. It's crazy. He did such a good job.
Well, the three of you together are a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's fun when we all three work together. And I mean, speaking of being impressed, my most popular video is coming up on 100,000 views, which is way more than any of our videos.
Congratulations.
And you know what got me that 100,000 views is Big Daddy Stone, because the video is me doing a small introduction for like 2 minutes and then like an hour of these tapes I found, like a creepypasta like that. And it's just him going. And that video is so, after that is when I was like, you have to make your own channel.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, you can't not. Like, you were too good. So I am also blown away.
So
yeah, that's insane.
100,000 views. That's crazy.
Congratulations.
That is awesome.
So Rom, I have a question for you. For new and upcoming narrators, writers, what is and Lucy, you can also answer this, but what is the one good piece of advice that you would give them to help them on their journey and to grow in this community?
I would say sometimes it's hard for me to give advice since I don't purposefully try to grow my channel, but I have found that I've had a lot of success by just being a pleasant person that treats people the way I want to be treated. When you reach out to authors, when you reach out to people to use their art in your thumbnails, I'd say just if you treat people with kindness, you'll get kindness back. You know, I've cultivated a following, all of my subscribers, and they're all just fantastic people. And I think that's because from the get-go, I've very much so tried to be my genuine self as much as I can as RomNex, you know? And that's honestly gotten me a lot, just that. Like, when your subscribers, they comment on your videos, if you take the time to comment back, when they DM you, you know, keep a conversation going. Show them that you're a real person, not just a person that's a voice, you know? I think that if you treat them like that, that means a lot, because I've noticed a lot of bigger channels and a lot of other channels don't, and their subscriber base seems to sort of stagnate. I think a lot of my success comes from being personable.
I agree with that.
Same here.
I think if you are in it for views, or if you're in it because you want to just get big and you worry about it too much and you fret over it too much, it's just going to stress you out, and it's probably not going to help you any.
Quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. And slow and steady wins the race. Hello, sleeping mongoose.
That's sleeping Wendigo.
Oh, Wendigo, excuse me.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, well, it's one of you damn sleeping people.
There's so many sleeping things nowadays, you know.
There's sleeping things. There's so many ravens. There's so many creepypasta. Yeah. There's.
Anyways.
So okay.
Yes.
So,
what about you, Lucy? I know you said it, but you know.
Sure. I mean, I believe I said something similar, just about you know, engaging with subscribers, you know, especially if you're like a new narrator joining social media, and reaching out to, I mean, not only your subscribers but other narrators as well, because as we're currently actively proving right now, it is worth it and fun, and and you know, you get a lot out of you know, like Rom said, just sort of being yourself and approaching people. And yeah, I mean, a lot of narrators approach that in different ways. But yeah, I tend to find the narrators that I like the best, and obviously that's a personal preference, but the narrators that I like the best are the ones who I feel like I know sort of as a person, and can feel like I can support their channel and also be supporting someone that I actually genuinely like. So yeah, I guess that's good to keep in mind as a narrator. Sort of a combination of my advice from last week and what Rom just said, but
right. Mine has always been to remember to always get permission and share links and give credit in your descriptions. And do not do sub for sub per se, but both of those, if you don't, will get you blacklisted. So remember, when you're new and upcoming, share and permission.
Yes, credit is so important. I did forget to mention that last time, but like, that's huge.
Oh yeah, if you don't give credit, you'll get blacklisted. There's a whole community on Reddit called Sleepless Watchdog, and they stay on top of it. They are doing the good work. Like,
yes,
I'd say even after you put the links in the description, you don't have to do this, but I'd say it's something you should do. Go into Photoshop and make a little PNG of the writer's, the author's name, and even put it up on the screen, or you know, if you can. Since most of the time what we put up on the screen is just some background image or video, just going that extra mile. It means a lot to the authors, and it, like, if you have a good reputation around the authors because you act like that, it'll get you far, and you'll have people approach you asking you to do their stories.
Exactly. That's why I got that writing class thing, because I had done the author who was teaching it is someone that I narrated for, and yeah, like, I mean, just, I can't really take credit for this because I didn't really think about it when I first started making videos. I just sort of was like, just better to be safe than sorry. But like, since my first video, I just, again, just to be safe, I've had the author's name on the screen the whole way through. And then I have a separate credits thing at the end, again with the author's name. And then it's in the description, and you can ask them if they have any links that they like to, like anything they want to promote. And so sometimes I put that in the description. Otherwise, I just link the story and their social media pages or whatever. And like, that's always been, I don't think I've ever gotten in trouble with writers for doing that, at least. Like, that's
Right.
It's so important to bring light to the authors, because the amount of time that it takes to write a story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
and we would be not
Mm-hmm.
doing this if we didn't have the stories.
Right.
So the writers are
Exactly.
very important.
For
So
sure.
a question.
And I do that. I verbally give them credit. I put their name on the screen. I,
Right.
have all their information in my description, and yeah.
So I have a question for RomNex and Spirit after you're done, Filia. And it's
Oh, I
from
was just gonna
Nightmare.
say-
It's from Crazy Ken, but go on.
Okay. I was just going to say, I also will send them a private message, the author, a private
Right.
message with the link to the video.
Yeah.
So that they can
Right.
be there, especially if it's going to be
Right.
like a premiere.
Premiere.
Right.
Like if you would like to be here and talk to the people watching,
Definitely.
because that also gets them more. And some of them want to, and some of them don't. Some of them
Right.
like, nope. Just do your
Right.
thing. Put the video up. Thanks for narrating. But
Yeah,
give
also-
as much credit to anybody,
Hmm.
including the pictures. Including
Yeah.
the pictures.
Oh,
Because
especially.
you get copyrights for
Yeah.
The
those.
music and the music and the music.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so thankful that I just have to credit Ronnie, because I know that it can be such a pain in the butt to get good music and to get good thumbnails. Like I honestly just, I don't know. It's harder to get thumbnails than anything else for me, because artists are pretty hesitant to let you use their work. But
Right.
once you find a couple of
Um,
consistent artists, it's pretty okay.
Rom,
Yes.
if I may point you in the direction of PA Nightmares, he
Yeah.
does amazing
Yes.
thumbnails.
He does.
Speak
He
to him.
does.
PA
Alright,
Nightmares.
PA Nightmares. I'll remember that. I'm
Yes.
always looking for new artists to work with.
He's great. He's done great thumbnails. So, I have a question for both of you from Crazy Ken's Story Time. He asked, how many videos a week did it take? How many videos a week did it take to get to 100 subs?
Not the person to ask this, because I just so happened to get to 100 subs within like a few days because I had my connections with the Dark Somnium. So I believe this might be better answered by Spirit Voices.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: is I gotta give a Dark Somnium credit as well. Not for, I mean, for I think I got to 100. I think I was like barely past 100 when we first started working together. So I think I got to 100 by myself. But for most of my subscribers, I do have to credit him as well. But I think I've always posted one a week. I think I've always posted one a week, partially because I'm a student, a full-time student, and I have a part-time job, and so like I'm relatively busy outside of YouTube stuff, which my subscribers know very well by now. But also because I find that posting, and this is just my personal experience, I have no idea how it works for other channels, but I find that posting more than one a week tends to get me less views, because I don't think my subscribers can keep up with more than that.
Right.
You
And
are
posting
truly a god.
posting less than that is also fine, but like I find that posting more than that is too much. Like I've tried that before. I've posted for like holidays and stuff. Sometimes I'll post 2 a week, and they just don't tend to get as many views, or at least not as quickly. Maybe they do after a period of time, but yeah. So I think I've tried. I mean, I've definitely tried to post 1 a week. Sometimes it doesn't work out like that because of various reasons, but yeah. That's the goal.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've
Thank
never
you. Great
been a
answer.
1 a week person. Ever
that's
since
fair.
my beginning, I was like 1 a month.
That's
And,
totally
you
fair.
know,
I mean, I stressed myself out a little too much trying to do 1 a week at one point, because I was also very I'm very hard on myself in general because I'm a perfectionist. But I was very strict with myself about doing like posting on Tuesday, only Tuesday, and if I didn't post on Tuesday, then I had like failed that week. And so for a while I was like stressing myself out trying to like editing until like 3 in the morning, or just various things like that to try and get it done on time. And so I think that's part of the reason I had to leave my channel for a little bit not that long ago. Yeah, I burned myself out. I did, yeah. Right. And so, and there's other reasons for it, mostly like COVID related stuff. But but partially, yes, I just burned myself out. So I'm a little bit less. I'm trying to be a little bit less hard on myself about not posting on time because, partially because it's not healthy, but also because my subscribers are they don't ever seem to care as much as I do, which I've had to learn in time. Because every time I would apologize for not posting on time, and my subscribers would just be like, "Girl, you are good. Like, just post when you want. Like, we'll be here." And I mean, it's something I still struggle to sort of remember. Is like every time I apologize for not being able to post, I get a bunch of comments just being like, "We're gonna be here when you're ready to post," and it's not as high stakes as I think it is.
Right.
So, that's why they're fans.
Exactly.
They will wait until you post whatever because they like your voice. Right. So it doesn't have to be
exactly.
Although, as the Raven Dreams says, he posts 4 times a week.
Oh, that's crazy! I could never.
And he says, I took my scheduling advice from Joel, Let's Read, and followed how he did things. And because he's literally insane. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, first off, where do you get that many stories?
I know. I was just thinking that.
And but then that, the difference is that is his full-time job.
I was going to say that is a full-time job. Yeah.
Right.
It is. That's what he does.
Speaking of stories, also another announcement. Chronopasta is looking for stories to narrate live on his live streams every Wednesday. If you have a story and you would like to submit it to him, reach out to him in DM or find his email on his channel. So
he's got a good voice too.
Yes.
Chronopasta's good.
Also, real quick, hello, Dark Little Voices. Hello, Infinite Psychosis. And hello, Triumph Rat. Thank you for joining us.
We've got 26 people watching right now. That, I believe.
Hello, everybody.
I believe that is like really close to, I think we had 30 one time. But yes, thank you, everybody. We've got 30 likes.
It's a party.
Great. It is. It's a party. Okay. Speaking of parties.
Our coffin's getting a little, we're going to have to build a bigger coffin.
Yeah, we got to expand the crypt.
I don't take very much space, if that helps.
No, you don't take any, honey. You're just going to float above the table and you're fine.
Yes, you're fine.
Us mortals. Well, I'm not really mortal.
You can share the same space as me and it's all right.
Right.
Okay, that'll work.
We need to make room for the ferrets, though.
Exactly.
That's important.
The ferrets, yes.
You have ferrets? I used to have
do.
ferrets. I had 3 of them.
I
Oh
do.
my God,
I have
what little turds they are.
4.
Love them,
They
but-
are.
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness.
goodness. Such turds. Yeah, my whole
They
channel
are.
thing is I'm like the ferret demon mother.
Oh wow.
I
It's
love
so good.
ferrets.
It's such a good aesthetic, though.
Well, the artists that made the art for my channel made it into a good aesthetic. Like I was like, that won't be scary. And then they gave me this art piece that it's my channel icon and also kind of like my channel theme.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
somehow they made me afraid of ferrets. I don't know how. They did that, but they're an amazing artist.
See, I had the exact same thing happen to me because I was looking for sort of like a OC character as well when I was first starting, and I was like, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, I want it to be ghosty and and a woman, I guess. Like that's really all I had. So I drew like a very, very poor like 5-minute rendition of what I was sort of looking for, and I happened to find like an artist, sorry, on Twitter. I think they got referred to me by somebody, like someone random on a random Discord server or something, and they had a sale going on, and I was like, well, I can finally afford a commission if there's a sale going on. So I messaged them and was like, hi, I've never done a commission before. Please take this terrible drawing and do whatever you want with it because I have no idea what's going on. And thus my channel icon was born. So they single-handedly created my entire channel aesthetic, and I was like, wow, okay, artists rule the world, I guess.
No, that's another part of. I was going to talk about the ferrets, but we moved on to artists.
Ferrets will
we can
always
go
find their way into the conversation. It's fine.
Right. We can go back to the ferrets because I've got fun stuff about my ferrets. But you know, authors, narrators, artists, it's all so very important because if you don't have, I mean, okay, let me rephrase this a little. You can have a channel with just very generic art, but the neater your artwork, the more people are going to be like, ooh, what's this about? Why is your art the way it is? What does that mean to me? Tell me the story about that. You know, that kind of thing.
I do have to say,
so-
most of my art on my icon is, I love it. But most of my like thumbnails and stuff just entirely stock photos, so I can't really.
Right. Mine are too. But you can play with them a little bit.
Sure.
In Paint. You don't even have to have like Photoshop. You just go in with Paint. If you've got if you've got just a regular computer or laptop that runs Windows, you've got Paint.
Just trying.
Yeah,
your best.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to have Photoshop.
Right. Quick shout out. My Christine is here. My Chris.
Hi, Chris.
I love her. Hi, Chris. Christine Baker. So back to the ferrets. We had, when I was about, I guess I was about 18, 19 years old, I had 3 ferrets. The first one was a silver sable. He was beautiful. And then I had an albino, and he was really sweet. All of mine were male. And then I got a rescue ferret who had been a breeder. So that's all he knew. He didn't know how to be a regular ferret. And this sounds so weird, but the first time I went through my cycle as a woman, when and we called him Sumo because when we got him, he was fat like a sumo wrestler. The first time I went through my cycle, he came up and grabbed my pinky and drug me. And so I went with him. I'm like, okay, what are you doing, you weird little thing? And he dragged me into where the ferrets slept, into their little bundle area. And I didn't know what he was doing. So I called the vet, and it turns out that he didn't realize that he had been neutered. And when ferrets mate, the male will grab the female, usually by the scruff of the neck, but of course I was bigger than him, and all he could get a hold of was my finger.
Oh no.
So now I'm thinking, great. And that ferret, I let my ferret sleep with me. I don't know why, I was crazy. he, I would have one that would sleep on my neck, one that would sleep between my boobs, and then Sumo would sleep on my crotch. I mean, I know that sounds horrible.
Wow.
And I had to sleep on my back because I was afraid to, like roll over on them and stuff. But that's neck, boobs, and crotch. That's
I
where
was gonna say that's an interesting placement.
An MBC.
Yeah.
Oh, MBC.
yeah, that was. But and we had one of our cats. We had cats at the time too. It was insane. One of our cats had raised the first two ferrets, the silver and the albino. She was like their surrogate mother. When she had a litter of kittens, they would steal the kittens.
Oh my god.
Put them in their bed and then go and nurse on the cat.
Oh my god.
These are like fully grown ferrets, and I'm having to like pull them off of this poor cat and go and fetch her babies for her so they could feed. It was, I don't even know how to describe the weirdness that came with these ferrets. They're
little gremlins they are.
They are.
Had any males, so.
But they never hurt the kittens. They never hurt the babies. But they would put them in their own bed and then go nurse with the mama.
Wow. I've only had female ferrets.
Also, if anyone in the chat has a question, feel free to ask.
Oh, yes. So, okay. Off on our next thing. I'm going to tell my weird story about I told you it was weird.
So, a question to you, RomNex, and Lucy, you can answer it as well. You're writing an autobiography about your life. Which chapter would you say would end up selling that book for you?
Oh god.
Do you want to go first, Spirit, or do you want me to go first?
If you have an answer, feel free to go first, because I'm sitting here just.
I think I kind of.
I meant Spirit Voices. Bad Toad.
I think I might.
Yes.
Well, I'd say that from the time that I was about 13 until I was about 15 was a pretty interesting time in my life. I was having some problems. I wasn't sleeping very well, and oftentimes, because of my sleep deprivation, I would hallucinate. There are lots of stories I have early in the morning, like waiting for the bus, 7 a.m. or something, and seeing things that weren't actually there, or just the time I was going through during that time. Maybe that. Maybe that would sell some copies.
Wow. See, yeah, right there. I'm interested. Right there. That's it. I'm interested. I'm like,
I could actually tell you a quick story about that.
Please do.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
So, without going into too much detail, I was waiting for the bus one morning, and like I said, most of my issues at this time was coming from just being really, really sleep deprived. And I was also, at this time, on antidepressants, and they really messed with me, on top of the fact that I wasn't sleeping very well. I started this new medication. I don't remember what it was. They just, throw a dart at a board and give you some random antidepressant. And,
Right.
Right.
Well, shortly after this incident, I went off them, but I was waiting for the bus, and I lived in the South on a very old farmhouse, and across the road from me, there was a giant silo that was very rusted, definitely condemned, and I swear it was very misty, and I swear I saw something. I thought I saw this giant figure, almost as tall as the silo, which is tall, that had...
Yeah.
I thought I saw something like, that movie where the wild things are?
Yes.
Like a big,
Yes.
giant horned creature. I thought I saw it just very quickly slip behind the silo, like out of the corner of my eye. I swear. I was like, yeah, something was standing there and slipped behind the silo. And that is probably the most realistic, most scary hallucination I ever had at that time.
Wow.
It scared the bejesus out of me. And, any other stuff I ever saw, like in my house or any other time, never scared me as much as that, because it was huge and it seemed so very real.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's like you were meant to be a horror narrator at that point.
Yeah.
It sounds like a creepypasta.
Right?
Yeah, it does. And for a young kid, young girl, that would be, or a young kid,
Yeah.
boy or girl, that would, and when you're having those hallucinations, when they start, you don't even know that they're hallucinations, because they don't start big. At least in my experience, they didn't start big. They started little. Once you get to the big ones, you're like, okay, yeah, I know what this is. But how absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, at that point, I was like, maybe I should stop taking these drugs. And then I stopped taking them, and it helped.
Right?
Well, there you go.
There you go.
That'll do it.
What about you, Lucy? What chapter in your life would sell your autobiography?
Okay, so I'm not going to have nearly as interesting of an answer as that, which is what I get for making Rom go first.
No.
I don't know. See, I haven't had any, like... I feel like I am well known among my friends, like my friends who have known me for years and years, as being the one who never does anything. Because I'm like very much an introvert and a homebody, and I'm cool, like just staying in my room and hanging out. So I don't have any like super interesting experiences, but I guess if I had to pick something, my high school years were probably the most interesting. Like they're the time I like to tell the most stories about, because I went to an early college high school, and so my first 2 years of high school were all 4 years condensed into 2, and then my second 2 years of high school I went to college, and I mean, it was sort of like a hybrid of high school and college, but like it was all college classes, so it was basically just college, without me actually living on campus or anything. So that was an interesting experience just because, I mean, there was just so much that happened in that school just because, like, it was a very small school. It was, oh God, I don't know, like 50 people in a grade.
Oh, wow.
And so we all knew each other. We were all very close, or relatively close. Like I knew the names of everyone in my grade. And because we were in early college school, we didn't have like sports or arts or, anything like that. So we just had academics. And so we all had to sort of, like we all made our own clubs and events and things, and, just trying to sort of get all of our academics done and everything like that. So it was just sort of an interesting, and also I was just a very awkward kid, and I would say that I'm still awkward, but I think I've developed some social skills since high school. So, when I look back at like videos and pictures of myself from high school, I'm like, oh man, that was a whole different kind of person from who I am now. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if maybe it's only entertaining to me, but I think maybe that's probably the only interesting time in my life. So
well, it sounds like it would be a little bit crazy with
oh yeah, it was insane. I mean, it was just sort of like all of us trying, well, because our teachers were relatively strict as well, and they assigned us a ton of work because it was like, especially in my sophomore year of high school, because it was junior and senior year of high school condensed into one, except we were all sophomore age. So we were just trying to like get things done. I have some crazy stories about like just me just improvising my way through the entire entire weeks at a time, just trying to get things done. I think my biggest success story was I had an essay due, and my English teacher was she was like the strictest one. Thankfully she liked me because I like English, and I was awkward, but I was at least likable. So like I was friendly, even though I was like the weird kid. So I think she liked me, but I had an essay due for her class. And I don't remember why, but I just didn't get it done for some reason. I must have I don't know. I can't remember if I ran out of time or just forgot or what, but I didn't get it done, and we had a science fair that day. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to do this essay. Like, I just I hadn't started writing it. I had read the material, but I hadn't written any of the essay. So we went to science fair, and during the science fair, I was like, I'm just going to try to, because we were just waiting around, waiting for the judges to come by our exhibits. And so I was like, I'm just going to try to get something down, and it'll probably be terrible, but it's better than like a 0. So on the notes app of my phone, while I was waiting for the judges to come by my science fair exhibit, I started typing my essay, and I got to present my science fair thing. So before and after, I was just writing this essay on my phone. We got back to school, and I copied and pasted what I had on my phone into a Word document, and just like during lunchtime, I printed it out and snuck it into my English teacher's class. Like, I waited till she left the room, went in and like put it in the middle of all the papers she had still on her desk. And that was luck. I just want to say that was pure luck that she was not in the room at that time, because so it was the most crazy thing I've ever done, because after lunch that day we were just going home because we had done science fair. So it was like right at the end of the school day, I snuck that paper in. I ended up going to the next level of science fair and getting a 98 on that paper. So that was that was my biggest success story in all of high school, and I'll never forget how absolutely insane that was. Just the random events of luck that had to come together for me to be able to do that was wild.
Well, congratulations.
So stories like that, I think, would at least be somewhat entertaining, I hope.
So stealthy.
Yeah.
Yes. Sneaky little one.
What can I say?
At least you had your phone. When I was in school, we had to like either use a manual typewriter or write it by hand.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So there was no stealth getting it done at lunchtime, because, everybody wanted it had to be typed to be turned in. So you'd write it and then you'd retype it.
Yeah, there's no stealth typing at that point.
Yeah, no. I mean, and it doesn't matter how fast of a typist you are. If you've got like 1,000-word, paper that you've got to turn in with all of your, your bibliography and all of your notes, annotated, and all that stuff. You can't do that fast on a manual typewriter.
Oh, yeah. No, I can't even do that fast on my computer, so.
Yeah.
Does Derringer have a question?
Did Darren? I missed it then. I was watching. I thought I was watching. I don't even see
maybe
it.
not.
I don't know. Derringer, if you had a question, repost it, honey.
So in the meantime, RomNex and Spirit Voices, I finally said Spirit Voices. God. So have you, RomNex and Spirit Voices, have you ever had a paranormal experience, or do you know somebody that has had a paranormal experience? And do you believe in the paranormal?
Rom, I think we've talked about this before, haven't we? Just between ourselves.
Yeah, me and Spirit have actually talked in depth about this together. So I think I know what you're going to say. I don't know if you know what I'm going to say, but I have definitely known a lot of people that have had paranormal experiences.
Yes.
I myself have never had an experience I think is paranormal, although I've had ones that I'm unsure of. And to round off the end of the question, I am not sure if I am a believer or not. I'm teetering on the edge, since nothing has ever happened to give me like a for sure opinion. I just kind of have a middle ground where I want to believe, kind of like with aliens. I want to believe, but I can't until I have proof.
Right.
But I do have funny stories I can share with you.
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna whip out my best one.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. All right. So when I was about 18 years old, I was living with my dad, but my mom lived about 2 miles down the road. I was coming home from work and it was about 2 a.m. I worked very late at a restaurant. She called me and said, "Hey, Rom, can you come over right now?" I was like, "Okay, I'll come over right now." I pull up into the yard and there's this van out front that literally looks like something from Scooby-Doo. Some people's organization, like they had spray painted a ghost on the side and it had like the name of their organization and it looked super shady. I was like, this is great. This is going to be great. It's 2 a.m. I don't know what's going on. I walk into the house. There are no lights on. There's no heat on. It's the middle of winter in the middle of the South. It's cold as shit. I don't know why the heat and light is on. And I'm like, "What's going on, Mom? There's like 15 people in this room with you. There's all these cameras set up all over the house. Like it's like legitimately like one of those honky paranormal shows going on in this house." My mom says that she got in touch with these people on Facebook and they're paranormal investigators, and she invited them over because she's had a whole bunch of crazy experiences according to her, and so has my sister. And I'm not discounting their experiences, but I am going to discount the people they got in touch with because they were not legit. Like, I'm not saying the ghosts and stuff weren't legit, but these people I sat in that living room for like 3 hours with these people, and they were coming in and out of the back door, and they were like, "We were just in the backyard, and we helped a soldier's ghost cross over." And I was like, "Okay, fair enough." They came in, and they were like showing us the monitors, and they were like, "You see that? That's a ghost." I was like, "Dude, that is a dust mote. I'm sorry. I know what an orb is supposed to look like, and that is a dust mote." And they were, all right. And then after that, one of them went upstairs, and they were like, no, I'll prove it to you. And they sat down in front of the camera upstairs, in front of the room that used to be mine. And so what I know about this room is that the hardwood floor outside of it is slightly tilted because it's a like 200-year-old house. And so they went up there and they were like, "Watch this." And they started rolling this ball up the hardwood, and it came back to them thinking, "Oh, this will prove it because this is a ghost pushing it back to me." They come back down. And I'm like, "Okay, well, the hardwood floor isn't even up there, so I don't know what you're trying to prove with your dust motes and pushing the ball around." At this point, I'm thinking these people are just like trying to get money out of my mom to exorcise some ghosts. It was so surreal. It was like watching one of those shitty paranormal investigator teams unfold in front of me. Like, you know, whatever paranormal stuff is out there, it just wasn't happening that night. You know what I mean? It just wasn't happening. I'll never forget. It sucked. So I waited around for about 3 hours there. It was almost like 4:30 by the time I left. And yeah, not a damn paranormal thing happened, but the Scooby-Doo Brigade tried to make it seem like it did.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
after Spirit after Spirit shares theirs, I'll share a shorter story that is like an actual experience and not just me making fun of some crappy investigator.
Okay.
Well, first of all, Rom, I actually did anticipate you were going to tell that one, because do you remember I drew that van once?
Oh my god, you did. You drew like the van and everything.
It said not, I think it said not Ghostbusters on it.
Not Ghostbusters.
Yes. So I did actually, I'm hyped that I guessed that. Also, I am offended that none of you said that I was your favorite paranormal experience. But it's fine.
Yeah. All right.
It's all right.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of, so
You can haunt me anytime.
oh, thank you. And I do want to say again as well, Rom, you stole my answer once again, because I'm pretty sure word for word I said what you said about not having any proof, therefore I'm not sure, last week. So that's also cool.
Same brain.
Exactly. But yeah, so but I don't think I talked about paranormal experiences last time. So I haven't really had any that I would like classify as proving paranormal to me. But I do have, I guess, a small story, because my parents live or used to live in a city that was like historical. It was like it's known for being historical. And so they have like ghost tours and haunted houses and things like that, like just historic landmarks that are said to be haunted. So when they used to live there, we would like, whenever we had some free time, sometimes we would go on these ghost tours, especially like around Halloween or whatever. Just whenever we had visitors, we'd be like, oh yeah, I could take the ghost tour. It's fun. So, you know, so this one time, I believe it was one of the first times we were on the ghost tour, we got taken to this house, and I don't remember the details of the story. Unfortunately, it's been a long time since it happened, but the short version is that it was said that if you stepped onto the, I guess it was like the sidewalk in front of the house, people have been known to get very sick from doing that, like immediately. It had something to do with the way that the inhabitants of the house passed away, but I don't remember exactly how anymore. But so the only thing that I could say about it is when we were on the ghost tour, me and my siblings did not believe the story. So we stepped up onto the sidewalk. Everybody else was standing like in the street. My siblings and I were like, we're gonna prove these people wrong. And we went up onto the sidewalk and we're just like kind of messing around in front of the house. And as we were all walking away, me and my siblings started feeling not great. Like, I don't remember how they said they felt, but like I had to ask my stepdad to like go take me to the bathroom. Like I was not feeling good. And it was like immediately after we left too. Like it was all three of us, the only three people who had stepped up in front of the house. We were just not feeling good anymore. And I think it went away pretty fast, thankfully. So we got to like stay for the rest of the tour. But yeah, that was pretty weird, I have to say. Like I don't know if that counts as like proof, but like it was a very strange coincidence. And so we did not test the ghost tour people after that. We were like, okay, maybe they know what they're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, there were a lot of like graveyards in that town, and my one of my friends from high school actually lived in one of the houses that they toured on the ghost tour. So I would walk up. There was one time we went on the ghost tour, and I texted her. I was like, hey, I'm outside your house. We're here for the ghost tour. I'm outside your house right now. And she walked out of her house and came down to me and was like, hey, what's up? And the people on the ghost tour were so confused because she just walked out of the house they were talking about and just like came down to us and was like, hey, how you doing?
That's funny.
Yeah. But I think that's my only thing I can like classify as paranormal, I would say.
Well, what about you, Cece and Filia?
What?
Oh,
Yeah, like,
I've had
paranormal stuff.
many things.
Is there any in particular saucy, scary stories you want to share?
Spicy.
Scary stories. Okay, well, no.
Do you want to go first? You go first, sis.
Okay. Not saucy.
The ghost flirted with you.
Although I did write a story one time that we'll discuss afterwards. But let's see. I've had kind of, okay, the most recent one. I'll talk about that. The most recent one. A couple of years ago, I used to do elder care, and I'd take care of these little old ladies in their home. It was private duty. I was kind of like a paid companion. You know, if they wanted to go to lunch or to dinner, I'd do their grocery shopping for them, maybe a little bit light housekeeping. If one of them had to go to the hospital, I would usually be the one taking them, you know, that kind of thing. So this one lady was living in the house that her father built. And I live in a historic Old West town. And so she was living in the house that her father built. So the house was pretty old because this lady was like in her 80s. And her dad had already been dead for, like 30 years. And I had taken her to the hospital, and we got home, and it was like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I lived probably a half hour drive away. And so she's like, I don't want you to drive. I'm worried about you being tired. So just sleep on the couch. She says, I'm going to sleep in. You sleep in. We'll be fine. I thought, okay. So I'm on her couch. And her mother by this time was deceased also and had died in the house. So I'm laying on the couch and I'm facing the back of the couch. And I've kind of got my legs tucked up a little bit. So I've got that, you know, that space behind my knees. And I woke up feeling like somebody was kind of kneeling behind my knees, and the back couch cushions were kind of pushed in, like someone had put a knee there and leaned over on the back of the couch to look at my face, you know, kind of. And I wasn't scared, didn't frighten me at all. I'm like, okay, something's checking me out. I'm just going to keep my eyes closed. We're going to be fine. You know, as long as it doesn't like grab me, throw me on the floor, we're good. So I just, you know, I told my friend, or the lady in the morning, I consider her my friend. I told her when she got up, and she says, oh, I wonder if that was my mother. And I'm like, oh, well, I suppose it could have been, because she probably thought, who's this stranger sleeping on my couch? You know, so, and that's what I think I might have done if someone was sleeping on my couch. I'd be like leaning over trying to see their face. Like,
Yeah.
Who are you? So, I don't even know how much time later, I again had spent the night at her house, and I was up late on the computer. And I was just fucking around, wasn't doing anything real important, but I was on the computer. And when I'm working, I always wear my hair up in a ponytail because I've got really long hair. It's down to my waist. So I always put my hair up in a ponytail. And so I was sitting there on the computer, and it felt like someone came up behind me and was playing with my ponytail. Well, my mom and my daughter do that to me all the time. But I'm used to people, you know, running my ponytail through their hands and braiding it, you know, just doing all kinds of weird shit. Except I was alone. And the lady I was taking care of was sound asleep. So again, who's playing with my ponytail?
Yeah.
So the only thing I could think of is that it was, again, her mother. And it really, I got the feeling that she was like, you know, it's late. You need to go to sleep.
Mhm.
You know, how your mother or grandmother would come up behind you, kind of mess with
Right.
your hair.
Right. Yeah.
And say, yeah, it's time to go to bed. And I did, because that's what the feeling I got was that, you know, this person or whatever it was telling me, you know, it's late. You should probably go to bed. So that's two of the most recent things that have happened to me, and it was at the same house. So I can only assume that it was my friend's mother who
Wow.
had died
Yeah.
in the house.
At least
So-
it wasn't malicious.
That's
Right.
what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I think it was probably the mother, because it wasn't malicious. You know, had it been malicious, then I would have had definitely different thoughts. But you know, like her mother would be like, okay, well, I know who you are now. You take care of my daughter, and okay, that's cool. You know, that kind of thing.
Right.
So
So
my stuff is very scary. DC stuff is scary.
My experience happened when I was between 16 and 17, but I'm going to say 17. And my sister at that time had two small boys, and she had a husband. And we lived in Phoenix back then. But the way her house was, she had trees around it. So when you walked on the property, it was like being out of the city. It was creepy. But she had an old like ranch or barn style or ranch style home, and attached to it was a barn. And when they had a front door, but they wanted everybody to use the door off of the kitchen / dining room. So I go over there one day, but immediately to the right is a doorway, and then to just right around is the door to the bathroom. And as you're coming out, there's this long, dark, black closet, hallway, whatever you want to call it. But I always got an uneasy feeling. Well, this one day, she was doing laundry, and I had gone to the restroom, and I decided, okay, I'm going to go check the barn out. I'm bored. Just walking down that hall gave me the creeps. But when I got to the door, as I reached for the handle, I just had this gut feeling of don't open that door, don't open that door. But, you know, being 17, young, you know, and dumb, I opened the door. And as you do, there's 2 small steps. And as I did, I turned and I looked straight up into the loft of the barn. And there was a guy in there. It would be like if one of you were in this room right with me right now. He was not transparent. And he was standing there and he had a rope. And I watched him put it around his neck. And then he looked straight at me, which he was looking through me. And I watched him as he jumped. And I could hear the rope taunting and I would assume his neck snapping. And I don't remember much after that. And come to find out years later when my sister and I were talking about it, he had a girlfriend. They had broken up because she cheated on him. He went up in that loft and hung himself. And I had described the guy almost to a T. And she pulled out the newspaper. So yes.
Wow. That's
Cool.
crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Dramatic. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally,
These
I
are
watched
always
the
more
ghost.
dramatic than mine.
Well, it's not like I asked the guy to go, hey, can you come back from the dead and hang yourself
Come
again,
take me
please?
out a little bit more, please. Right?
So, I mean, you know, somebody could hypnotize me, and I mean, it'd be to a T. I mean, it's just, I've never forgotten it, and there's times where if I hear a sound that reminds me of that, I'm all of a sudden not there. I'm back at that barn.
I definitely understand. My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
so I've been, you know,
Okay.
ghost there. So
Yeah.
so I haven't asked very many. I don't think I've asked any questions. I've been letting you guys do all the work. So I do have a question though. Spirit Voices answered this last week. So RomNex, I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word. Oh man. I could be an asshole and say that it's moist to piss everyone off.
See, I'm glad you don't. I'm glad you don't have a solid immediate answer either, because I was sitting here for so long, like I have no idea.
Such an interesting question that you almost never get asked. You know.
Yeah,
Well,
I've never had to think about it before.
What'd you say, Spirit? What'd you say?
I don't even remember.
Oh my god.
I don't remember what you said.
That means it was
Well,
not
I'm
memorable.
chatting James Lipton, Actors Studio here.
real quick, you guys, we have somebody new in chat. Let's please welcome Plushy
Tunes.
Tunes, yes.
Tunes. Plushy Tunes.
Yes,
What's up,
hello
Plushy
and
Tunes?
welcome.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Nevermore Collective. Now remember, you can leave Nevermore. Okay, continue, sorry.
Okay.
Oh man. I'm
She was
glad
giving you some extra time to think.
I'm glad I had some extra time. I'm just thinking about all the words in the English language right now, trying to narrow it down.
I think this is what I said is like I forgot literally all of them. I was like, I don't know any words anymore.
You forgot every word right then. So everybody in chat, if you are not already a member of the Nevermore Collective, subscribe right now. Just go over and click that button. Because I know we've got people in here that are not subscribed. So I want to see those numbers move. I want to hit 190 subscriptions tonight. So
Yes.
Plushy Tunes, go click the button.
calling
Dexter,
calling
click
you
the
out
button.
specifically.
Right? I'm calling you all out.
You're at 189.
Thank
I
you.
tried
And,
187.
right.
Well, thank
And
you
don't
guys.
forget
Keep
to like,
clicking.
share, and comment. Keep clicking. All right, continue.
Hey, you know what?
Do you have a
Actually,
word yet?
I might have actually thought of one. I might have.
Okay.
I don't know why, but when I was a kid, I would go by a different online alias. I've used RomNex for a very long time, for like 7 years or something. But before that, I would use lurid. Lurid. It's an adjective. And what it means is like if something creates an unpleasantly harsh or unnatural effect, usually something that's vivid in color or a way that light hits something, sort of an abstract sort of thing, but also like, I don't know, like something that's in a lot of shocking detail. And for some reason, I remember I read that word in like a dictionary or something, and I was like, yeah, that one. So I guess maybe that, lurid.
Okay, that's a
I
good
like
one.
that.
That's a very good
that is-
answer.
that's a good
Yeah,
one.
if
Yes.
anyone from the early, 2000s ever met anyone named Lurid on that stupid website Vampire Freaks, it was me. It was me.
That's a very unique claim.
Yeah.
I come to suck your blood. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Vampire Freaks was like a cringy, not cringy, I guess. It was cringy for me because I was very cringy at the time. It's basically like MySpace, but more goth, if you can imagine, and also like centered around like you were supposed to go
Vampires?
to people's page. I don't even know, dude, because like there weren't any vampires. There weren't any vampires. Like you were supposed to go to people's pages and rate how hot they were on a scale of 1 to 10. It was
Oh, wow.
very MySpace.
This is the moment
wow.
where I play like Homer Simpson and back up into the bush because
Yes, exactly.
now
I
to
love
with
bring
you.
that up. Oh my god, I thought that was a distant memory, but keep going.
I've been watching Simpsons so much. I don't like the newer Simpsons as much, but classic Simpsons, like season 1 through 15, are like my bread and butter.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking about Vampire Freaks, but yeah, I don't know anything. Continue.
Just
Wow.
want to say you guys are at 192.
Yes!
Yay! Awesome.
Hey, congratulations! That's
Thank
so
you,
cool.
everybody.
We need
Thank
Ronnie?
you.
200
Ronnie.
is next.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? We aren't even we haven't even been asking like the people that we interviewed to join. I don't know what's wrong with us. Just I don't think I've ever asked anybody to just like specifically go click on the subscribers. I think I'm gonna have to do that from now on.
I think sometimes we're a few cells shy of a brain.
Oh yeah.
I feel that though.
Yeah,
That's a mood.
it's a brain fart, in other words.
Well, we get so wrapped up in
That's right.
the interviews that we forget.
Right, because they're
Yeah.
so amazing. So, RomNex, you are having a dinner.
Oh,
Who would you? Who? You are having a dinner party. Which 5 would you invite, dead or alive, in any horror genre, and what would you serve them?
yes, I am prepared. I'm not prepared about the food part, but I'm prepared about the
okay.
people. So I'm gonna come up with the
Okay,
food
the
part on the
people.
fly.
Okay.
But here's my 5. All right. First one's really obvious. I think anyone who knows me personally knows that I have a huge hard-on for Vincent Price. So
Price?
obviously Vincent Price is gonna be there.
Yeah.
Literally
Yes.
one of my favorites is named Ruby Vincent Price.
Love
Um,
that.
Okay, there you go.
Tim Curry.
Yes.
He's my
Yes.
second.
Yes.
I love him with a passion. My
I do
favorite
too.
performance of his is as Darkness in the movie Legend.
Mm.
Oh,
Have you
Well,
seen RHPS?
Oh yeah, I watched.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I think I'm up to 15 times now. I'm trying to count because I know that's the thing. You have to count how many times.
Right.
I lost count after like 200.
I don't blame you. God, I love that movie.
Yes.
I was in a stage show. I had watched it so many times that I had become part of the stage show. So I just kind of
That's so
after
cool.
that,
Really?
you quit counting. Yeah.
my si-
I played Columbia.
my sister Tammy was Magenta's understudy.
That is so cool.
That's awesome.
I love
Yes.
that. Have you
Um,
seen it, Spirit? Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I have, but it was long enough ago that I don't remember it well enough. But I need to watch it again. It
Well,
was
then
great.
you need to come up to the lab and see
Yeah.
what's on the slab.
It was an experience for sure, but I don't think
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't in the horror community enough yet, so I
Right.
don't think I fully appreciated it at the time. So I
Right.
need to rewatch it, but
It's really hard. I don't think I'll ever be able to do it just because your voice is only capable of what it's capable of.
Yeah.
But I am trying to work on a good Frankenfurter impression.
Ooh, good.
Someday. I don't know. It's hard. The voice is so deep, but like I can get
Give us
pretty
your
deep.
best impression right now.
I was gonna say you've put it out into the sound waves now.
Okay, I'll try. Don't make fun of me. I just got over being sick.
Oh my God, is that
Never,
Ronnie?
never.
Hi.
That's not Ronnie. That's RomNex.
You're already nailing it.
You guys can't make fun of me. I just got over being sick.
Okay, go ahead.
Come up to the lab and see what's on the slab. I'll make you
Ooh.
shiver with anticipation.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's as close as I can get.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah, I don't even try and do.
Tim-
I can say the
No,
word.
I thought I heard Ronnie in the background, so
Oh, I'll call him in before we're done.
okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But I told him last week, I was like, if he does come in, then he's the type of person to just come in for like 5 seconds, say some weird stuff, and then leave. Is what he would do.
And that's fine.
That's
You know what
fine.
it is?
He wants to.
He loves confusing people.
Yep.
Is what it is.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, I know that of him.
Like
I
for
know
him,
that so well.
He likes to cause chaos, is what it is.
like it's what
We were-
really is funny for him.
Yes.
We were in a group DM. It was he, me, Nefarious TV, Night Terror. Anyways, he comes in and he says something off the wall. And I literally, I think I went, what? Wait, what? And just, and it was confusing. So who's your next three?
Right. We still. Yeah.
Cece always keeping us on track.
Yeah, seriously.
So Vincent Price, Tim Curry. My third one is a little more obscure. Carol Omhart, or I always say the name wrong. Omart. She was a famous actor from the same time as Vincent Price, and she was in the movie House on Haunted Hill from 1950. If you've seen it, Vincent Price's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
she played.
I know.
Interesting.
I love her. I don't know. I just really love her acting. Next one is Robert Englund.
Yeah.
I love
Freddie.
Freddie. I don't know.
Yes.
I like corny horror schlock. I really do. And Freddie is my favorite corny horror schlock. And my last one is Clive Barker.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pick that
yeah.
man's brains. I want to, I don't know, like Hellraiser. I'm a very squeamish individual, but I put that to the side to watch Hellraiser. I love those movies. And also, I've read the comics. I have some of the original books that Hellraiser is based off of. I think they're called the Books of Blood. Very gory stuff. Obviously, Hellraiser is based off of it.
Yeah.
So I guess those would be my 5. I'm not sure how they would get along with each other. But
You have to find out when they get there.
Yeah, I think it would be. Yeah.
as far as
That-
feeding
that's-
them, I would probably chop somebody up. Perhaps hide
them
their
Eddie.
chopped up body in the table under a tablecloth and dramatically rip it away to reveal it to the last
Yes.
moment, Frankenfurter
Yes.
styles. Like all
Oh,
Frankenfurter
wow.
styles.
Rom, you have passed the test on this question. But I will say, like, believe it or not, we technically had one in common because I had I had just finished watching Clue, so I said the cast of Clue. So Tim Curry is actually on mine as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
He's
So
awesome.
here's the real question, though. Which
Okay.
version of Tim Curry specifically would you invite? Would you want Pennywise? Would you want, like, who would you want? Like, specifically?
Frankenfurter.
said Clue.
Frankenfurter.
So
I
she-
want
she
Frankenfurter.
wanted-
I
Yeah.
want not just the
Spirit
cast of
Voices.
Clue, I want the characters of Clue. All, like, because here's the thing, here's why I said it,
But
is
I'm
because
Rocky Horror. Yep.
here's why I said it, is because I watched Clue not for the first time, but for the first time in I had seen it when I was a kid, so I didn't remember any of it. so it was like I was watching it for the first time. I don't know why, but the dialogue in that movie just killed me. Like, it made me laugh so hard. I was like in tears, and I was like, I want to be with these people, watching them interact. You know, I'm already dead, so the stakes are low. I won't die again. So like, I just want to. It would be an experience, I think, and that's what I want.
Real quick, we also have someone else new in the chat and to the Nevermore Collective. Everyone, please say hello to Sin the Magician.
Hello.
Hello, Sin.
Welcome, Sin. Okay,
I have a
we
follow-up
are
question
getting
next.
towards the okay.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's
No, go ahead.
for since Cece and Filia are both such big fans of Rocky Horror like myself.
Mhm.
I was curious if you have a specific. It could be a scene, but I'm thinking more like an iconic line from the movie that is your favorite.
Oh.
They're the ones who are stumped for once.
Right?
It's kind of funny because
How's it
when
feel?
Cece and I, when we do channel karaoke, Cece and I sing touch me.
Touch me.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
that was the first thing I went to, and then I'm like, well, you know. So we both really like that song. And no,
Yes.
we're not going to sing it. It's not.
No, we're not.
We don't
That was
have
my
the
next
rights to
question.
it. No, we don't have the rights to it.
No, we can't. So, but I would have to
Damn.
say my overall, because that's one of my favorite songs next to Hopatootie, Bless My Soul. I really love that rock and roll. And Meatloaf.
Yes,
I would have to
Meatloaf.
say, I would have to say one of my favorite lines is when Frankenfurter goes, "What charming underclothes you both have."
Ooh.
So,
That's pretty good.
Yeah. What about you,
Um,
Filia?
I've actually always liked the emotion at the end when Riff Raff is holding the ray gun
mhm.
and Magenta says, you know, they liked you. And then he has this just emotional, he never liked me.
They never
I just-
liked me.
They
Yeah.
never liked me. Yeah.
Yeah.
He put such emotion into that.
Right.
Since y'all
That's a
have
good one
seen-
too.
Since y'all have seen the movie so many times, I know that you will know what I'm talking about when I say this. This isn't my favorite line, but you mentioned Riff Raff, so I feel like I have to mention this since you'll know. In the beginning, when he's doing the song, when they first come to the house, when you first meet him, he gets to this part of the song. He's like, "I remember doing the time warp," and he like makes this insane face and.
Right.
Like the way he's
right.
popping off, and it makes me laugh so fucking hard every time. It's just so funny. I don't know what it is about that dude. He is just so animated when he
Yes. And Magenta,
He
when
is.
she goes, "You're lucky. I'm lucky. We're all lucky."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
oh, you go.
go ahead. No, you go ahead. You're the guest.
I was gonna
Go
say
ahead.
my favorite line from the movie. From the very first time I heard it, I thought it was so funny. It's like, "Brad, Janet, what do you think of him?" "I don't like a man with too many
Muscle.
make him for you." Yeah, that's like the best.
Or how about, well, that's a rather tender subject.
You guys know that the
Or
gentleman
Brad,
that played Rocky,
Janet, Brad, Mr. Yeah.
Like 5 times.
Dr. Scott,
Yes.
Dr. Scott,
Yeah, Dr. Scott.
Rocky.
Yeah.
The guy that played
Yeah.
Rocky never acted in anything else
Ever? Wow.
Nope.
ever,
Wow.
He was
and he
cute.
was not. He was, but apparently he was not really prepared for the role. Like, you know how it was really out there for the time. I mean, transvestites and stuff, that was way out there for the time.
Yeah.
And he he wasn't prepared for people looking at him that way and thinking of him that way. And yeah, he just quit acting.
Well, here's
Well,
two more
into
little
obscurity.
tidbits of information. One, Columbia would end up being, okay, in the beginning of the starting of Rocky Horror, it would be Tim Curry, Patricia Quinn, and then later it would be Susan Sarandon and Barry Boswick. Later, believe it or not, Little Nell, Columbia, was outside tap dancing when Riff Raff, I'm drawing a blank on his name, Patrick O'Brien.
I know, Patrick O'Brien.
Brought her in to play the part of Columbia. Also, who do you think did the makeup for Tim Curry?
He did it.
He did it himself?
He did.
Tim Curry did it.
Yes.
God,
contrary to most people's beliefs, yes.
Every day I find a new reason to love Tim Curry. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I love him so much. I'm sad I just started loving him in the last few years.
He had so many ideas about the character that Patrick O'Brien just like gave him free reign,
right,
to do whatever. And they did not expect him to show up in underwear and a corset and garter belts.
Right. Well, everyone, unfortunately, that time has come.
It is that time.
Yes.
If someone wants to say hi, he needs to do it now.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Just one moment, I will.
Okay. It has been...
She's going to go knock on the laboratory door.
Yes.
Well, not that he's her master. Not that he's her master. I didn't mean it that way.
No.
I meant in a narrative sense.
That's right.
Anyway. We're so funny. Yeah, Patrick. Yeah.
Wow. Say hello because we're leaving.
All right, so I was like sitting there playing Forza, listening to music, and then I heard this loud scream. I thought somebody was like breaking into the house or something.
Hello, Dark Somnium, and thank you for stopping by Grave Matters.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, hello.
And if any of you want some more of the Dark Somnium on Grave Matters, December 16th, he has agreed to bless us with his presence.
Oh, you don't want to miss it.
So you don't want to miss that, December 16th, Grave Matters. But yes, thank you very much for stopping. Yeah, it's out there. It's out there. There's been a lot of people asking questions regarding you and Spirit Voices and RomNex about helping. Oh, and there's Big Daddy Stone.
Hi, Big Daddy.
He just popped into
Hi.
About you helping their careers as far as narrating goes, and you've helped a lot of people.
You really have, Ronnie. Dark Somnium.
Yes, you, Ronnie. Yes, you, Dark Somnium. So,
there's somebody else we need to get on Grave Matters. Big Daddy Stone.
Oh, yes. Well, that was going to be when I responded to his DM after the show. That was going to be one of the questions.
Oh,
as I still have to respond to his DM.
The whole trio.
I did get it, Big Daddy Stone, and I will respond to it after the show.
Yes.
But yes. So, ladies, thank you so much for being here. It was fun.
We could
go on for hours.
Yes,
we could.
And we like I have already.
Yeah.
So
fun having you both.
Right. So it has come to that time. So remember, everyone, join us next Thursday for our Thanksgiving special called Gravy Matters. If you have been on our show or are going to be on our show and would like to join us, of course, the show's an hour and a half. You don't have to stay the whole time, but please stop by and say hi. We'd love to have you. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Awesome to have all of you here. Thank you to the new subscribers. Also, thank you again to our veterans and those still serving our country. God bless you all. Come home safe. Congratulations to everyone who hit a milestone. Patience, thank you for giving us Raven again. Raven, thank you. RomNex and Spirit Voices, truly an honor to have both of you on here. Thank you, Dark Somnian, as well. Awesome show. Really enjoyed having you both on. Sis, thank you for joining me every week. Love having you up with me. So until next week, remember everyone, stay frightened, and if you do listen, the graves always whisper, RomNex or Spirit Voices.
That's what they whisper?
Or is it our turn?
I was thinking
It's your turn.
It's your guys' turn.
It's your
Oh,
turn.
okay. Okay, I'll go. Thank you so much for having me. This has been very fun. It honestly didn't even feel like that much time passed, and I was
Right.
really excited to find 2 more Rocky Horror fans. I'm so new to the fandom. I don't have any other friends that know of it, really. If any of you listening are aspiring narrators and you'd like to get a hold of me to work with you, I don't care how big your channel is, much like the people here at the Nevermore Collective. I just like helping people grow and having fun with new projects, so you can email me at romnexcontact@gmail.com and we can work together if you need a voice for your story, or if you want to write something for me to do, or whatever it might be. Please don't hesitate to reach out, because I love working with new people.
Yay.
Yeah.
you.
And just on my end, like, thank you for, first of all, everyone who came last week and then came again this week, because I've seen a bunch of recurring people, and thank you to RomNex for going with it when I texted her immediately after my last interview, begging her to join me.
I'm glad I did.
Yes.
I'm glad you guys did too.
Yeah, and I mean, same thing as RomNex said. Like, if anybody wants to work on either of our channels, like, I'm also open for collabs. A lot of the time, I'm really bad at doing them in advance, so I just tweet out sometimes, like, hey, I need a male voice or a female voice or whatever. And so if you keep an eye on that, sometimes I'll just randomly do that. But in general, I love collabing with people. I love having people on my channel, and I love being on other people's channels. So the same offer extends to everyone out there. And also, RomNex, we need to work on more stuff together too. It's been forever.
I love collabing with you so much.
Yes,
so yes,
it's so
we
fun.
Definitely do.
But yeah, thank you and thank you, CCG and Filia. This was
very
super
welcome.
fun.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. It was so much fun. That's why you got a part 2, girl.
We'll have to have a
Immediately.
part 2 of RomNex, and we'll re-invite Spirit Voices. Continue.
I'd love
Sorry.
that. That'd be so fun.
Absolutely. We are working on into January as far as our bookings. So awesome. So what we have next week, as Cece had mentioned, is our holiday show, where any of our past guests can pop in and talk and say hi. And that show is at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on November 18th. And we're calling it Gravy Matters, because gravy does matter.
So
it's
good.
a big part of Thanksgiving. It's so good. On November 25th, Thanksgiving, we are not having a show. So our next show will be on December 2nd, and that will be with As the Raven Dreams and his lovely wife, Patience.
Patience.
And then on December 9th, we have, are you guys ready for this? Imagine V and Mr. Creepypasta.
That's so cool.
That's so cool.
And that show actually is going to be 2 hours early, because we are dealing with European time. So November 9th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you can't be here, definitely come back and watch that show because I can't wait. December 16th, the Dark Somnium. I mean, we've got amazing people. December 23rd is our Christmas show, and we are calling that one, I forgot the name.
A Grave Christmas.
A Grave Christmas. God, I've asked that twice today. A Grave Christmas. And that's our Christmas show. And again, anybody who's been on before is welcome.
And who is coming on in the future, please join us.
I don't have that. I don't have past December 30th. So that's our schedule. So if anybody out there is interested, the Nevermore Collective is a channel where you can put your own stuff if it doesn't really fit on your own channel. If you want to try something new, you're not sure people will like it. As the Nevermore Collective hosts shows like Grave Matters and the Traveler's Tavern. We're also working on another talk show that should be starting hopefully the first of the year. We host videos of any kind. I mean, obviously it has to be within YouTube standards, but if you are interested in putting something on, having a talk show like we have or anything, you can contact myself as the Raven Dreams, PA Nightmares, 242 Reads, anybody that has a show on here, and CCG, we can direct you to who you need to talk to about what, and we would love to have you. And remember to subscribe and tell your friends. And once you join the collective, you can leave nevermore.
Good night, everyone. Mwah. Thank you.
Mwah.
And until next week.